Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to show you how to make Kashmiri mutton yakhni. Kashmiri yakhni needs no introduction. It's one of the most relished dish of Kashmir. It's yogurt based mutton curry cooked in mild spices and flavored with dried mint. So let's get started. I'll be showing you a very detailed video in steps how we make yakhni. So we start with cooking of mutton. I have taken around 700 grams of meat, preferably with fat, and meat from ribs is preferred for making yakhni. Then I have taken 3 cinnamon sticks, 2 black cardamoms, 5 green cardamoms, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 6 to 7 whole peppercorns, and 4 to 5 cloves. And I have taken 1 teaspoon of fennel seed powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 2 teaspoons of salt or according to your taste, 6 to 7 garlic cloves, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and 1 teaspoon of dried ginger. We start with cooking the mutton. We have to tender it. So in a cooker I have taken around 4 glasses of water and this meat, so I will heat it up. So once it starts to boil, we will remove the scum. Scum comes to the surface. Here you can see this gray thing, that's scum, so we'll remove it from the surface of meat. You can slow cook meat also, you don't need to then pressure cook it, but I'm doing it in pressure cooker, and you have to cook it up to 80%, 70 to 80%. You don't have to cook it fully. So once the scum is removed, so I'm adding all the spices. Here you can see all the whole spices and other spices, and then I'll cook it up to 2 whistles. Usually I cook meat up to 3 or 4 whistles, but here I'm cooking up to 2 whistles only. So after around 2 whistles, so here you can see it's not fully tender because it will get cooked later in the yogurt curry. It's an important thing to not to cook it fully, so that once it later gets cooked in yogurt, it gets the full taste of yogurt also. Now second step is cooking of yogurt. I have taken around 500 grams of yogurt. It should be thick yogurt, and then I have taken half a cup of oil, cooking oil, any cooking oil of your choice, 2 teaspoons of ghee. It's optional, but it gives a good flavor. And then I have taken spices, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, half a teaspoon of green cardamom powder, half a teaspoon of dry ginger, and half a teaspoon of coriander powder. These are optional, but they give a very good flavor. And I have taken 2 teaspoons of dried crushed mint, and then I have taken 2 thinly sliced onions, or if you have shallots or prawn, you can use that. To the yogurt I'm adding half a cup of water, and I'll whisk it properly. You can add egg or a tablespoon of besan, that helps it not to curdle, because yogurt should not curdle while cooking. That's the main thing. Now I'm transferring it to cooking pot, and we will heat it up. We have to cook it on high flame, and we have to keep it stirring till it gets boiled. It's an important step because yogurt should not curdle, so for that we keep it stirring. And as I already mentioned, you can add egg or you can add a tablespoon of besan, that helps it not to curdle. I'm not adding anything. So we have to keep it stirring till it gets boiled, or else it will curdle, and you have to cook it on high flame here. So it will take 5 to 7 minutes on high flame, but make sure you are stirring it properly all the time. And I have not added any spices here, just the yogurt, and I had added a little bit of water, and we have to cook it on high flame with continuous stirring. Now it has started to boil, so we can take a sigh of relief. We are saved, it didn't curdle. It's an important step that it should not curdle. Now the final step, mixing of cooked meat and yogurt. So here you can see the yogurt is being cooked, so I'll let it cook for some more time, and then I'll be adding spices to it. I'm adding powdered cinnamon powder, green cardamom powder, dry ginger and coriander powder. These are optional, but they give really good flavor when you add them to yogurt. Then I'll mix it. And now I have added 1 teaspoon of mint, dried mint, and 1 teaspoon I'm saving for later, so I've just added 1 teaspoon. So here I'll let it cook on low flame for some more time. Till then I'll get tempering or tadka ready for yakhni. And now I have heated up oil. This is around 3 tablespoons of oil. Then I'm adding sliced onions once it's hot, and we will caramelize them. Once they turn brown, then we will add this tempering to yogurt. You can use onion paste also. Once they are fried, you can blend them to a paste, but I am using like this only. So once they turn brown, then we will be adding them to yogurt curry. So here you can see, or if you are using prawn or shallot, so you will have to fry it like this and then make it a paste. So once they are fried properly, I'll turn off the flame. Now the yogurt has been boiling. Now I'll be adding meat to it, cooked meat. We'll be adding meat and the stock also, the mutton stock in which we cook this meat. As I have already mentioned that once we cook the meat, we don't have to cook it fully. So at this stage, once we add meat to the yogurt, we will let it cook for some time. So at this stage, meat will become tender and it will get the taste of spices and yogurt. And I have added around a glass of mutton stock to this. The rest I am saving. We can use it for other curries also, because mutton stock gives a very good taste to all the curries. And then we will be adding the tempering or the oil and onions. Now I am adding oil and onions to the yakhni. You can use ghee instead of oil also, that also gives a very good flavor, but I have used oil, and I'll be using a teaspoon of ghee, 2 teaspoons of ghee. That will give very good flavor. So here I am adding 2 teaspoons of ghee. This is optional, but it gives a very good flavor. And then we will let it cook for around 15 minutes. At this stage, mutton meat will also become tender and it will get flavors, and yogurt will also get the flavor of meat. Being on low flame for 15 minutes. So at this stage you can check the salt also if more salt is needed. So I'll be adding the remaining mint that I had saved earlier. It gives really good flavor. And here we can check for the salt and gravy. You can see it's quite thick also. So once I add the mint, I'll keep it on high flame for 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'll cover it and keep it like that for a few minutes before serving. Covering it after adding mint, it enhances its flavors, and I have turned off the flame at this stage. Now it's ready to be served. Yakhni is served with rice and it tastes amazing. It has slightly tangy taste and it's bursting with flavors of mint. And it's base gravy of many varieties, veg as well as non-veg. Do check out my Wazwan series, that videos I had made with the help of Wazas or Kashmiri local chefs. And don't forget to check out my Kashmiri and Urdu channel. Give this recipe a try and let me know in comments how it turns. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.